As we've spent more time at home over the last few months, online shopping sales have soared by almost 40%. But it seems our passion for fast fashion has come at a high price. It's been alleged that several popular online fashion shops are using suppliers in Leicester who have been paying their staff way below the UK's minimum wage. Now, we've heard horror stories of factories in other countries treating their workers badly, but it's surprising to think that here in the UK, where we do have a minimum wage set by the government, that secret sweatshops are still operating. And I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, really, Janet. This is a huge problem that involves thousands of people.
Absolutely. I was shocked that it wasn't just... There have been investigations into what goes on in Leicester. The MPs for Leicester have complained. The mayor has complained. And yet these are manufacturers making clothes for high street chains and online fashion lines, well-known ones, and they're paying the workers, it's alleged, as little as £2.50 and £3 an hour. And I thought about this a lot. And, you know, the police can close these factories down, but what does that do? That puts poor women, and it is mostly women, out of work. And I'd say two things. Consumers have got the right, they've got the ability to change this. And first of all, don't buy clothes that are made in these conditions. And secondly, maybe the government should intervene and clean up the fashion industry in a simple way by saying that all clothing made in the UK should have a label that certifies that it was made by someone paid the minimum wage. Obviously, that could apply to clothing made overseas as well. And then you, as a consumer, have got a straight choice. Because I know that if I buy something and it costs £2.50 or £3, I want to know, how was that achieved, really? If it was made in this country, how on earth can you make and sell a dress for £10?
But I think that's when then we talk about consumers, and we can't entirely blame consumers, because when I go to buy something, I assume there are higher people up the hierarchy and smarter minds than me in charge of looking after the minimum wage and making sure and enforcing it. I'm assuming that that has been done when I purchased something. So I didn't have any guilt because I thought it was all being done properly. So you can understand knowledge definitely is power. These stories now are highlighting something that we do have to wake up to, as difficult a story as it is.
Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with what both of you are saying. It would be nice if there was some sort of a tag there. For me, when I was, when I had the kids 20 odd years ago, it was more important for me to find food to put on the table than what am I gonna, what am I spending my money on to... So I probably am one of those people that is guilty of buying something that was £3-4. But, obviously I learnt my lesson when you buy something and then it rips or it tears, or you put it in the wash and it shrinks. So then you have to go and buy back again. So it's I think for consumers, we need the information in order to make that decision ourselves. But if it's not always available there for you, then what choice do we have?
Well, the government implemented a minimum wage, and I know that as a female consumer, I couldn't be happy knowing that another woman's life was based around a wage of £2.50 or £3 an hour. I want to help that woman, and the simple way to help it is to force the employers to, if they want to get their clothes stocked in the high street, to pay people the correct wage. And it's interesting that Boohoo, for example, one of the companies that's alleged to pay the workers to use the garment factories that pay the workers so badly, one of the principal investors in Boohoo has withdrawn from investing in a company because obviously they've got ethical watchdogs and they don't want to invest in a company that's not meeting, these civilised standards.
Yeah. Well, a spokesperson for Boohoo Group has said we've never previously been aware of any allegations of paying below the minimum wage until the media report. As a result of that report, we are immediately visiting the named site to investigate further. It does not and will not condone any incidents of mistreatment of employees or of non-compliance with our strict supplier code of conduct. Would not hesitate to terminate relationships with suppliers failing to act in both the letter and spirit of its supplier code of conduct. So again, it's having these conversations, isn't it? It's making us all aware of what's going on, and actually something can be done then, Janet.
Yeah, I just want the labels because I think that's as simple and there's no messing about.
OK.